like I always say, if you're not down with the bullshit and you're down with the real shit, like and subscribe. I just want to touch on the recent events surrounding the Boston Celtics with Coach Ime Udoka um, having an affair with a female Boston Celtic employee. Apparently, this female employee is also married to a Boston Celtic staffer, and the question is being asked by different people is why is it that Ime Udoka it has been named as basically violating Boston Celtic policy, and this has been made public. Whereas the woman who they say also had consensual relations with Ime Udoka, has not been named. First of all, we must be truthfully honest as black people. For one, you know damn well that any damn time that we accomplish any damn thing, the whole thing about it is getting there is hell. The road to actually getting there with all the obstacles that are purposely, intentionally put in your place where you're set up for failure. It doesn't mean that you're going to fail, but these obstacles are put out there primarily and has been historically done, for black people to not be able to succeed, and then the excuses can be used later on, or the rationale or reasonings for our failure, especially as black men, is because we didn't want it bad enough, or we don't have the intellect, or we don't have the intestinal fortitude. There's some kind of deficiency with us just as being black men to where like we just can't accomplish certain things. Where truthfully, we all know that that's a lie, and even those that's outside of us know that that's a lie. It's a doggy dog world. Everybody's for their people primarily. I don't give a damn how liberal they try to fucking claim to be and say that they're not racist and all this type of shit. We know that, what is it? Self-preservation is the first law of nature. People look out for them and theirs. You know what I'm saying? Overall, and whatever the hell happens to everybody else outside, like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's just life. Unfortunately, life ain't fair, but that is the real right there. And so when we get to these high positions where it's always talked about like there's not enough black coaches in the three major sports franchises. There's not a lot of black ownership. When we do any damn thing, I don't give a damn. You can't keep saying, well, if he was white, they wouldn't have said no. Okay, that could be really possibly true. Honest. But now what does that have to do with you intentionally or purposely fucking up? If you know this is how the game is played, why would you do any damn thing to jeopardize your position? What about people coming behind you and stuff? You're fucking it up for them because they're going to use these damn excuses to say, see, that's what it is. They're not dedicated. They're not stable. You know what I'm saying? They don't have real good moral convictions to be in these type of positions that require leadership and all this type of stuff. See, whereas we know damn well what Stephen A. Smith said was the truth on ESPN when he was talking about like, yo, we know a lot of white guys, white executives that's cheating on their wives and stuff like that. Powerful, rich white men who have done this throughout fucking history. And, they're just allowed to just operate a lot of times with impunity unless they upset or violate some code that, where, like they say, no one person is above the team. And stuff like when you look at like what's going on with Donald Trump, there's a reason why what's going on with Donald Trump. He's done something to upset some hierarchy that has some form of power and control to where like he's taking advantage because he's white and a billionaire and he believes that fuck the rules, I can do what the fuck I want. Basically they have to do things to control him and stuff like that. So every once in a while, some white guys basically will say, fuck the establishment. I'm what the fuck I want to because they think I'm who I am. I'm, what I'm saying? But that's, That's his situation. You know, hey, JFK, Robert Kennedy, you know what I'm saying? They'll show you that even with them, powerful, rich white men, you're not above, you know what I'm saying, the laws and the rules that have been set, you know, to rule, you know, this world and stuff by those that rule this world, which it's more of a corporation, a conglomerate. It's not, you know, one person that's going to just run the whole show. But, but when it gets back to like us and people like Ime Udoka, man, you're a head coach in basketball, in NBA. You damn near took the team. You took the team to a championship. You lost against, you know, those guys up there, but you know, hey man, to be in that position, you have a beautiful woman, Mia Long, a famous black actress who, man, attractive woman who a lot of men would love to fucking have as their woman. A lot of times, men, power and success, guys get greedy. They want their cake and eat it too. I mean, sometimes, like they say, some people don't even know when they're winning. Now, he's done this, and he's jeopardized his position, not only as a basketball coach, but also his place in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because it a lot of times, like with these owners of these major sports leagues, it's a good old boy network. You know what I'm saying? Once you violate whatever codes that's supposed to, you know, be and stuff, and you do anything like, especially if you're doing anything to jeopardize the bottom line. Doesn't matter how good you are, what you did for them in the past, especially if you're black, they'll get your ass up out of there and replace you with another black person easily if they choose to, or simply just replace you with another white person and don't have to worry about that. That could have been their intentions in the first damn place all along. But you made it easier for them to rationalize that decision. He never should have did it. But I will say this, you know, people are right for questioning, why isn't she being named? If it was consensual, if she violated team policy also the same way he did, she should be reprimanded. Her name should be known. But probably, remember, like I said, the good old boy, you know, hey, he could be like, you know, seriously connected with ownership, front office, to where like they're going to throw him a bone, say, hey, look, man, we're not going to put it out there that your wife did this and everything like that to protect him. You know what I'm saying? Because his name will come out sooner or later. Once her name comes out, well, we know who she's married to, and then he will become questioned. But then behind them trying to cover up and hide who this woman is, unfortunately and wrongly, other women have been subjected to questioning of whether or not in the organization, if it was them, the ones that's involved in it. And now they have to defend themselves and come out and say, that wasn't me. It's like, let's say if you were a good Christian woman and you work there for an organization. Now you're saying that I'm acting in the ways of a harlot or a tramp. You know what I'm saying? Now their reputation, people who had nothing to do with it, now their reputation is on the line, and their integrity and their respect is being questioned. So this is a bad thing for other people are now being involved in the whole scenario, other than Ime Udoka and the woman who participated in this affair. And you know, it's bad, but adults have to take accountability and responsibility for their actions. And you know what I'm saying? This is something that basically never should have happened. That's a period. But that's all this is. And you know, Malika Andrews was trying to turn it into a black man or male versus woman type issue. It's like that whole thing with ESPN, the political shit that went on with Jamel Hill and Carrie Champion and all those other women who kept trying to turn sports into this whole thing of Me Too movement and all this fucking shit. See, that was, they was trying to sabotage and the output and the curriculum of the sports programming to talk about something else and other issues. That's all that really was right there. And her trying to turn it, this is not what it, that was BS what she was trying to do. And I'm glad that Stephen A. Smith checked her ass. She was disrespecting this man, talking about Stephen A. Yes, I hate it. Is very disrespectful when women do that shit. And then when she was talking to Kendrick Perkins, she was disrespecting him too. Kendrick, like what the women do not have a right to speak to men disrespectfully like that, and everybody just gives them a pass and act like that's cool. That was bullshit. And Jason Whitlock on his platform and stuff on YouTube, talking about, oh, here we go. Stephen A. is race baiting and turning into a racial. Racism could very well have something to do with why Ime Udoka, was put out there, and the woman, who we presume is white, was not put out there with her information, who she is, and what her position is with the Boston Celtics organization. So that was not far fetched. What Stephen A. was kind of alluding to. He didn't say it most definite, but when you have people like Jason Whitlock, those black people who want to pretend that racism doesn't exist, come on, man, that's BS too. So right then and there, when you keep making that stance, it makes those who are non-black, who do use racism, to basically it allows them to be able to use that and stuff, where it's motivated, or at least motivated by that, to not give us chances of higher positions in life, because you as a black person, you're saying that even if they're doing it, I'm going to be behind you and say, no, you're not doing it and stuff, and that it's an even fair playing field on all accounts, wherever, and we don't want to represent ourselves in that way, like we're begging and asking for things we want. That's if that's the case. But if the case is that racism could possibly, there's nothing wrong with somebody questioning that. Is that the case? And stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And Boston, the Boston Celtics, the city of Boston, that has a history of racism, even to this day, you still hear things from former players, current players, guys who've just been on the team like a few years ago, talk about how the fans will turn on them and call them the N-word and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not just opposing players coming in. They'll do this to their own, the players that represent the team in their city that's trying to help them win a championship. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you got to think like this. If you're going to be a part of the Boston Celtics, the Boston Red Sox, or the New England Patriots, hey, man, if you're black, do your job. Tread lightly as far as like doing some extracurricular, off the hook type shit. You know what I'm saying? And just do your job, get paid, and that. I don't know what else to be said, but hopefully, Ime Udoka career is not over in the NBA as being part of a coaching staff. He might get demoted. He might not be a head coach anymore. He might just be on somebody's staff. And if that even happens, hell, he's lucky. You know what I'm saying? But all you can say is he did it to himself, man. We know how these things go. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really